This presentation is brought to you by Workforce Solutions, Northeast Texas. Workforce Solutions Northeast Texas offered the Teacher Externship program during the summer of 2021. The program was designed to connect high school career and technology teachers with local employers. A total of 10 teachers from 6 different school districts participated in the program. Externship locations included 3 hospitals and 6 manufacturing facilities in Northeast Texas. Teachers spent a week at their employer site learning about the operations and employee responsibilities. Each teacher will use this experience in their classroom, providing students with accurate information on local workforce needs. Some are planning to update curriculum or add new lessons based on what they learned during their externships. Now let's hear from each of our teachers and learn a little more about their externship experience.
My name is Charlotte Leon Morgan. I am at Texas High School, part of the Texarkana Independent School District, and I am in administration. I was placed at Wadley Memorial Hospital, and I was able to meet with their administrative team and the board of directors individually. Each one of them was able to share with me a little bit about their particular department, their staffing needs, their needs as far as skill sets that students or future employees need to have. So I was able to really kind of think through partnerships on ideas of how my core teachers and my CTE teachers can collaborate together to enhance learning opportunities for our students and to develop the skills that Wadley needs in their future employees.
My name is Jody Ando, and I teach engineering and robotics in the CTE department at Paris High School. I was able to do my internship with HWH, and it's a large company that incorporates a lot of different parts of the industry. So I was able to visit Rogers & Wade, WePack, their fab shop, and then see their headquarters. And I think it's going to be a great benefit because not only did I get to see and experience what they do and what skills they need and what skill sets they're looking for in their employees, I also got to come up with some partnership programs with them that we can go back and incorporate into my classroom next year, where they're going to come and provide some equipment, provide some material, provide mentors to work with my kids, and really try and promote it so that we can kind of target some of those kids that aren't going on to college and give them some real skills when they graduate.
David Burton is my name. I work over at Liberty Ilo High School, and I am a career and technology teacher that teaches animation classes, robotics classes, graphic design type classes. I've taught all kinds of different things throughout this is my 29th year in education. I went to Mayo Furniture, Mayo Manufacturing. It's going to benefit my students in multiple ways. One, my students have no idea what they're going into in the workforce. They've never been here, and they've never been to anywhere in that type of place knowing what's going on. So it's going to definitely help with the skills, but also too seeing the gap between an employer and my students. My students are taught one thing in school, employers use a whole different system. So students have a gap, and as an educator, I think it's our position to fill that gap. You know, that's something we try to do daily, but seeing this through the externship at Mayo, I see some specific gaps that we're going to try to fill.
My name is Marie Sanders. I teach Introduction to Engineering, Environmental Science, and Principles of Technology, which is essentially physics, at Mount Vernon High School. I was sent to Decaron Cable in Mount Pleasant, which is a supplier to many heavy industries for instrumentation cable. And I shadowed a civil engineer the first day, and then a mechanical engineer, an electrical engineer, and a software engineer on the second day. And so we talked a lot about the engineering career path and all the different ways to get into engineering. And I also was taken out to their plant many different examples and talked with the operators. So I'm looking at bringing this experience to bear on talking to my students, not only the ones who are going to university to become engineers, but also those who are just looking for a job right out of high school at the operator level. And it was really very interesting because the benefits side of working for an industrial manufacturer is something that was a little unexpected in a mostly rural area like Northeast Texas. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of opportunities for my students, and I'm going to try and make them aware of that.
I'm Bryson Baggett. I teach at Chapel Hill ISD. I teach the welding classes there. My externship was at Texas Specialty Sheet Metals. I got firsthand experience of the ins and outs and the operation of a specialty sheet metal shop. It was a great eye-opening experience. I got worked on developing my TIG welding skills. That's something that I haven't been able to teach to my students efficiently without me having those skills personally. So I look forward to implementing that more in my classroom.
My name is Morris Mortensen. I teach at Detroit High School. I teach a welding program there. This past week, my internship was with American Spiral Weld in Paris. Went from start to finish on it, watching them form the pipe, do the welding, visited with them about some expectations of employees, expected job openings, and I think it's pretty important to have this where we can take it back to some of our kids that are not going on to college and give them some good information about jobs in our area. Well, I think the main way I can help my students with this, number one, we're going to implement a new welding program. We'll do some flux core welding with the MIG welders because that's what they do out there. And I think it's important that I got to visit with the HR person and kind of what they expect out of their employees. I visited with 4 different team leaders, and they told me what they expected out of theirs, so I can take back information to the kids that you don't have to be trained. It's something you can get training at, and I think that's important.
My name is Jenna Wilkins. I am with Mount Vernon High School, and I was at Titus Regional Medical Center this week. I teach AP Biology, Pre-AP Biology, and Anatomy and Physiology. I went over to TRMC, and they took me to every department, from the operating room to the ER, to even to accounting, to finance, to quality control, pharmacy. So I was pretty much everywhere. Networking and connections, having a name and a face to a place, whether that be accounting, whether that be in the operating room, just knowing somebody that I can get them into so they can have some idea of what they want to do when they get older. They can shadow, and they were super open to these kids having that opportunity.
My name is Josh Stigall. I'm a CTE director at Chapel Hill High School. I did an externship this year with Texas Specialty Sheet Metal. We did a major focus on TIG welding, different types of material, carbon, stainless, some aluminum. Really because we see a need for that in our school. I was a former ag teacher, and that's something that I never really had a chance to focus on. Really never had the skills to be able to focus on that and teach the kids. So through this externship, I feel like I've picked up enough of those skills to be able to start some beginning classes or beginning sections as far as what our kids can do, and just give them the tools to be able to practice and develop those skills, and it could even lead to the purchase of additional equipment.
My name is Joe Nola, and I am employed at the Texarkana Independent School District at Texarkana High School. The externship was done at Christus St. Michael Hospital in Texarkana. My externship experience was excellent. I was in a couple of different areas. Primarily, I was in the radiology area, but in multiple departments within radiology, from CT to MRI to ultrasound to special procedures to the cath lab to nuclear medicine, pretty much everywhere within the radiology department. And looking at all of the new equipment or all the different types of equipment, types of exams that can be done, to help me get an update as to some of the things that are being done now that may not have been done in the past, and to kind of refresh my memory and to help me learn. so that I can relay that information to students.
If you want to learn more about Workforce Solutions Northeast Texas, please visit us at netxworkforce.org.